Military History Chronicles presents Alex Vraciu, United States Navy aviator and World War II ace. Alexander Vraciu was born in East Chicago, Indiana on November 2, 1918. He attended Washington High School in that city and received a scholarship to DePaul University in Greencastle, Indiana. While attending the university, he played halfback on the football team for 2 years and ran the quarter mile on the track squad. He graduated from DePaul University with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in sociology. Before enlisting in the United States Naval Reserve in June 1941, he had obtained a primary pilot's license from the Civil Aeronautics Administration. In January 1942, he reported to the Naval Air Station, Corpus Christi, Texas, as an aviation cadet, United States Naval Reserve. On completion of his cadet flight training in August of 1942, he had further instruction at the Advanced Carrier Training Group, Pacific Fleet, at the Naval Air Station, Melbourne, Florida, and at the Carrier Qualification Training Unit, San Diego, California, and was assigned duty with the Fighting Squadron 3, later redesignated Fighting Squadron 6. For 5 months, he flew as wingman for the late Lieutenant Commander Edward H. O'Hare, callsign Butch, United States Navy, commanding officer of Fighting Squadron 3. It was while he was attached to this squadron that he shot down his first plane over Wake Island on October 5, 1943, and on one occasion helped his skipper sink a tanker. For his services in that assignment, he was awarded the Air Medal and a Gold Star in lieu of the Second Air Medal. Air Medal reads as follows: for meritorious achievement as a pilot of a fighter plane in offensive action against enemy Japanese forces at Wake Island on October 5, 1943. Determined and courageous in the face of concentrated enemy fire, he boldly pressed home his relentless strafing runs against Japanese land-based installations on a heavily fortified island and fighting during the bitter engagement. Lieutenant Commander Vraciu contributed essentially to the success of our air operations in this vital theater of war. The Gold Star accompanying with this Air Medal also reads as follows: for meritorious service achievement in action against Japanese forces on Marcus Island on August 31, 1943, returning from a successful attack against the island, he sighted a damaged enemy tanker and, accompanied by 2 other members of his squadron, pressed home 3 strafing attacks to sink the hostile ship. For further services with Fighting Squadron 6, he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross, a Gold Star in lieu of a second Distinguished Flying Cross. The citations reads as follows: for the first Distinguished Flying Cross, for extraordinary heroism in aerial action against the Japanese while piloting an airplane during the first attack by United States Naval Forces on Truk Atoll, February 16, 1944. With utter disregard for his own safety, on one flight boldly attacked and unassisted shot down 4 enemy aircraft. For the second Distinguished Flying Cross, the citation reads as follows: for heroism and extraordinary achievement as pilot and section leader in Fighting Squadron 6 during an action against enemy Japanese forces on Roy Island, Kwajalein Atoll on 29 January 1944, he blasted 3 hostile bombers from the sky, and in the face of intense anti-aircraft fire during the occupation phase of operations, pressed home repeated attacks against the enemy. In February 1944, he transferred to Fighting Squadron 16. Fighter pilots of that much decorated group shot down 135 Japanese aircraft during the air battle for Saipan, which will always be known as the Mariana Turkey Shoot. Spread over the sea near Saipan, Tinian, Guam, Tarawa, Wake, Palau, Hollandia, and Truk were the burned remains of Japanese ships, planes, and ground installations which felt the wrath of Air Group 16. During the Turkey shoot alone, Commander Vraciu destroyed 6 enemy planes within a few moments, and the fighter squadron shot down 41 aircraft while losing no pilots. Up to that time, Commander Vraciu, who had shot down 19 enemy planes while flying from Navy carriers, had the record for the American carrier-based fighters. For his services in that assignment, he was awarded a Gold Star in lieu of the 3rd Distinguished Flying Cross, and him being awarded the 2nd highest decoration in the Navy, the Navy Cross. The citation follows: for heroism and extraordinary achievement as pilot of a fighter plane in Fighting Squadron 16 attached to the USS Lexington during operations against the enemy Japanese forces on the island of Truk, April 29, 1944. Courageously participating as a member of a fighter group escorting torpedo bombers back to the base from a hazardous bombing strike. He immediately engaged with vigorous fire a numerically superior force of intercepting hostile planes. Although outnumbered, he boldly pressed home his attack, and a terrific battle ensued. Sent 2 hostile craft down in flames and contributed to the complete rout of the remaining Japanese fighters. Lieutenant Commander Vraciu's superb airmanship, cool courage in the face of overwhelming opposition, and resolute devotion to duty were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. Additionally, during operations against enemy Japanese forces in the vicinity of the Marianas Islands on June 12th, 14th, 19th, and the 20th of 1944, participating in a daring strike against enemy shipping in the harbor, he dived through the anti-aircraft fire to sink a large enemy merchant ship by a direct hit on its stern. With his task force subsequently under attack by a numerically superior force of enemy aircraft, struck furiously at the hostile bombers, and despite vigorous fighter opposition, succeeded in shooting down 6 and contributing to the breaking up of a concentrated enemy attack. Flying escort for bomber and torpedo planes on a long-range strike against the Japanese fleet, he fearlessly closed with a group of hostile fighters, blasting one from the sky and severely damaging another to enable our forces to sink a Japanese carrier. For more about his remarkable story can be found in Ray Boomer's biography, Fighter Pilot: The World War II Career of Alex Vraciu, published by the Indiana Historical Society.